You ever get the feeling that we're just stuck? I mean, we've got incredible technology, brilliant people all around us, but so many of our biggest problems just seem to be getting worse. We see life saving drugs that exist but are completely unaffordable, or groundbreaking research locked away behind these crazy paywalls. There's just this feeling that something in the system is broken. So, what if the very thing we're always told drives progress, profit, is sometimes the very thing holding it all back? Let's dig into that.
Wow. This quote, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's not just some clever line. It points to this massive, tragic loss of potential. When the brightest minds out there are forced to just focus on basic survival, what new ideas, what incredible progress are we all missing out on?
Okay, so to really understand what's going on here, we first have to take a look at the simple story about progress we're all told. A story that, well, it might be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. And here it is. This is the story we all know. Profit drives companies to innovate, and that innovation leads to economic growth. So the thinking goes, more profit must equal more growth for everybody. It's neat, it's tidy, and it's pretty much the foundation of our modern economy. But if that were the whole truth, we wouldn't see all the weird contradictions around us. So what if the problem isn't really with the idea of growth itself, but in how we're defining it? This brings us to a really different perspective. What if, instead of just thinking about growth as more production or a higher GDP, we completely reframed the entire goal?
I mean, this is the fundamental question, right? Is it just about piling up more wealth and more things? Or is it something deeper? What if true growth is actually about becoming more capable together? Okay, check out this new definition. True growth isn't just producing more cars, it's about developing clean energy. It's not just about more transactions, it's about our collective power to create art, to build better tools, and to solve really complex challenges like climate change, and to do it sustainably. It's all about building our shared capability. So if growth is really about increasing our shared ability, then it helps to think of the economy in a totally new way, not as a machine, but as this massive interconnected learning network, a system that's literally designed to get smarter over time.
So how does this learning actually happen? Well, it's a simple but incredibly powerful three-step loop. First, someone somewhere creates a new pattern, a new idea, a new piece of tech, a better way of doing something. Second, that pattern gets shared so other people can actually access it. And third, this is the magic part, others build on it, combining it with their own ideas. This cycle is like a ratchet, just clicking us forward, one innovation at a time.
This right here, this is the new benchmark for success. The true measure of our economic health isn't just GDP, it's the velocity of this learning loop. How fast are we discovering, sharing, and building on good ideas? That is the real engine of progress.
Okay, so where does profit fit into this new model? Is it always fuel for the engine? Or can it sometimes be the brakes? It turns out profit has two very, very different faces. Think of it this way. On one hand, you have profit for viability. This stuff is essential. It's the fuel, it's the margin you need to pay your people a good wage, invest in better tools, and, survive a bad year. It keeps everyone in the network healthy and contributing. But then there's profit beyond viability. This is the hoarded surplus that gets used to build walls, to create monopolies, and to lock valuable knowledge away from everyone else.
So the crucial question is, how does this second kind of profit actually create drag on the whole system? How does hoarding all that surplus and building up walls actually slow down our collective progress?
Well, it happens in three key ways. First, when wealth gets super concentrated, fewer people can even afford to create new patterns. They're just stuck in survival mode, like the quote said. Second, when great ideas are locked behind expensive paywalls and patents, they can't be shared, which means others can't build on them. That learning loop we talked about, it just grinds to a halt. And third, a relentless focus on just extracting value makes our systems really fragile, leading to things like brittle supply chains that just snap during a crisis.
So how do we fix this? How do we make sure profit acts as fuel and not as friction? The answer, it seems, lies in using our surplus to actively upgrade our shared systems, what we can call the commons. Let's look at the difference in action. Profit that speeds growth is reinvested. It funds public research, it pays people well enough that they have the freedom to innovate, and it actually makes essential products cheaper and more accessible over time. Now, profit that slows growth, that's used to protect an advantage. We're talking logging against competition, buying back shares instead of innovating, and hoarding knowledge. One builds the whole system up, the other just mines it for parts.
This brings us to the ultimate goal. If we accept this model of the economy as a big learning network, what should we actually be aiming for? How do we redesign our businesses and our policies to really accelerate that learning loop?
So here are the new goals. Instead of just maximizing individual profit, we should be aiming to lift more people out of survival mode so they can contribute their ideas. We should work to make knowledge accessible, not lock it away. We should price essential things fairly. And crucially, we should tie huge financial success to a responsibility to improve the very shared systems that made that success possible in the first place. Look, if you take away just one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. This is the core idea. Profit is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's only a tool for progress when it's used to strengthen the entire network. When it's hoarded or used to build walls, it just becomes drag disguised as success.
And that leaves us with a final question to consider. Whether you're running a company, creating a policy, or just doing your daily work, are your actions quietly extracting value from the shared system that we all depend on? Or are you using your resources and your talents to make that system and everyone in it more capable? Because in the end, that's how we all move forward, together.